All right, let's get back to this week's topic. It's great to see you guys. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you had a great weekend. This weekend it was like 70 degrees out there in the Chicagoland area, and it was just beautiful. And then today or yesterday we came in and there was snow on the ground, like crazy. Like what is going on with this climate? Pretty interesting. But something I have wanted to talk to you about for some time now, so I'm pretty excited. We're going to be going over creating a desired future. What is it, the future? What is that you want in your life? Also, in the comments, if you can, we had really four different countries, if you count the United States, jump on. So if you can, let us know what country you're watching us from. It'd be really cool to see what that looks like. And not just identifying or knowing, but actually creating the future that you really want to step into. This is a process that I'm constantly in my own life and especially in business. I'm trying to design this for me and my team as we move forward, and my family, of course. You have to know what you want. You need to connect to it on an emotional level and then go out and do it. And sometimes we run into a situation where that's very difficult to be doing as well. Those first two steps are vital to, and often people really like just take it for granted or something. So what we want to do is we want to just not get stuck in a habit of just doing, but without any knowledge or emotional connection, it's not their desired future. It's just their defaulted one. I mean, think about this. If you do absolutely nothing, you have no plans, nothing's on your calendar, and someone shows up to the door, you're defaulted to whatever happens with that. Now imagine every single day you're walking into a defaulted future. Where are you going to be? At the end of the year, did you accomplish anything? Now, if you're like living just spontaneous, then great. That's an awesome way to be. And this is why I wanted to talk to you all about this process today. I want to make sure everyone, each one of you, is able to achieve the future that you want, that you truly desire, to achieve all those goals and find the success and the happiness that you're really looking for. You know, in my situation, I run into a lot of my family members. They want certain things in their life, and then I get to talk to them about that. Also, my friends and our employees, colleagues. And walking through that, it's pretty interesting. And just asking a few questions and being a good listener and hearing that, maybe we can make a difference in people's lives. All right, before I go into it, how to go into, implementing your desired future, let's first quickly cover how you can find and define your desired future. Personally, I like to go somewhere out of the ordinary, somewhere I don't really go often, somewhere I won't get distracted. So it's certainly not going to be my office. This can be a simple driving out to a park with a pad of paper or a laptop and maybe just write down, type out, making sure you're not connected to Wi-Fi. I like leaving screens at home and really having like a pencil with an eraser and paper, a park bench, a blanket, right? And just being one with nature and being flooded with joy and having time by myself. That you can get all your thoughts written out from the start of formulating a plan. Try to find out what your why is. Dig deep. What really turns you on? What gets you out of bed in the morning? What do you really want in your life? What is it that you stand for? What is your principle? What is your values? What's your epitaph? What is your purpose? What are your dreams? Now, with all of that, you have to zoom in all the way out. Zoom in again, then all the way out. And try to find the big picture. What's the goals that you wish to accomplish? Where is it for you? Where's that hope? Is it 10 years? Are you planning 10 years out? And what steps do you need to take to get there? What skills and processes are you going to need to learn to get to where you really want to be at? Having a specific, well-defined, and focused goal will make the implementation and mastery process so much easier. and it will take out most of the surprises along the way. And you don't want to just get there and then all of a sudden be surprised time and time again. I've done that several times and found out it just didn't work for me. All right, let's move on to the process of actually putting yourself into your desired future. I mean, this is where you get yourself into the game of life, your life, what you desire. You are the author of your story. You're writing it. Are you writing it on the fly or are you actually pre-planning it? I like pre-planning it. Now, there will be bumps along the way. I'm not here to tell you there will be no bumps. There will be. The first step starts with when you start defining your future. It is truly understanding your future. What do you want in the future? What do you want to understand? And you need to understand each one of the elements as well of what needs to be done in order to get there. In order to properly implement a desired future, you must have a true intellectual understanding of each facet. You really do. I mean, just because you read a book doesn't mean you understand it. You may forget all of the text the very next day. But if you read through the whole thing, take notes, discuss it with a friend, maybe reread it, you will then have a true understanding of it. And if you picked up any of my books, you would notice there's writing in it, circles, ledger, pages are bent, pictures are taken, they're sent back. Like I don't know where I have all the time, but as I'm reading, it's crazy. I put this information together and then I dissect it, I open it up, and I open up these words, right? And I research the words. These words open up this universe that I really didn't understand. This is what I'm talking about, the facets. When you get into the facets of everything in your life, you're going to start seeing what really needs to be done. This is not something you will get in a day. You won't. I promise you, you won't. And if you do, fantastic. Reach out to me, DM me, let me know. It's a process that requires repetition each and every day until the knowledge is second nature and part of yourself, part of who you are, your being. Luckily, these 3 steps of implementing your desired future is kind of like all working together at the same time. So it's not like you're going to have a PhD or whatever your goal is before you start doing it. No, if you keep doing that and saying, listen, I'm going to go to college, I'm going to go get my MBA, and then I'll start working on that. No, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Especially since doing something is the best way to understand it. I find doing something and then teaching it takes me to the next level. I used to be a professional dancer, choreographer. It was awesome. And there were some hard moves that my friends were doing. I'm like, you need to show me that. Matt, show me that. Please, Jason, show me that move. And going through it, I'm like, all right, that's really difficult. But I put in the time, I formulated a plan, and I brought it forth. And then I was able to even teach it. Once I started teaching it, I knew it pretty darn well. Once I taught it, it was mine. It truly was. However, it will not be until you have the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, and synthesis and evaluation that you will truly understand something. When it came to those moves, I really didn't know until I went through all of those steps. This truly brings us onto the second level of implementing your desired future. Having an emotional intelligence, emotional understanding, and the feeling of it, the kinesthetic feel of it. If we don't bring the feeling into it, it's not going to really resonate. You have the visual aspect, the auditory, and the kinesthetic. Truly. And for emotional mastery, that's where you start linking the consequences in the doing aspect of it when you add emotion like pain or pleasure or repetition. I always like to say the repetition is the mother of learning. And taste aversion, you'll never forget that taste, especially of rum when you're 17 years old and you're going to a wedding. Hi, Ed. Yeah, that was your wedding. I was 17 years old and you got me hammered on rum. Didn't like rum for quite many years. That's your taste aversion. And I can put myself right back there in Vermont. It was crazy. The link becomes so strong and the action is so automatic. Just the smell of rum made me sick to my stomach. Imagine doing this in a positive way with everything in your life. And how about something even more important? Your future. Let's say you desire a future that is like really grandiose. Your desired future is to create a company worth $10 million. You want to make sure that you allow yourself to feel the pain over any kind of mistakes so you don't do them again in the future. I can tell you, growing this company over the last 24 years, really, I've had a lot of pain, I've had a lot of joy, and it's the journey. It's not the destination. You have to understand, if you think of the destination and that's where you want to be, that's not what it is. You have to enjoy the journey. Smell those roses as you see it. And also be happy when things do go right and celebrate those wins so you stay motivated to continue on your path. You still want to make sure to keep a level head throughout the whole process. This is where balance is key. If you saw the video that we did yesterday about slip sliding away, balance is so important. This is with your understanding so that you do not go overboard. Great video. Something that helps me out when everything seems negative is implementing the 3 mandates of leadership, truly. And, to really exercise those, we need to go over those. So, number 1, see the things as they are, not worse than they are. See the things as they are, not worse than they are. Number 2, see how it can be better than it currently is. See how it can be better than it currently is. And number 3, make it the way you see it. Make it the way you see it. The moment that I see something in my head, I can actually see it. Close your eyes for a moment. You can reach out, touch it, feel it, see it. That is what you want. Now, as you see it, as your mind's eye sees that, you can create it in your own life. Remember, 80% of success is in your psychology, and only 20% is in your mechanics. Think about that for a second. Really? 80% in my psychology? How many times have you thought about doing something and you're like, I can't do that. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm too young. I'm too old. That's all bullshit. Stop doing that to yourself. You're destroying yourself. It's like throwing garbage out of your car window. Do not do that to yourself. Do not do that to the people that you're leading. Do not do that to your family. It's all about making the connection between an action and a feeling, which can become blurry, really blurry. When you closed your eyes and looking and manifesting something in front of you, it wasn't blurry. You can see with color and excitement. You could probably smell it and feel it too. It's the real world, which is why it is so important that you always have this in mind. Being able to envision your goal, understand and attach feeling is all very vital. And it brings us on to the last and final step of achieving your desired future. With enough repetition, understanding, and emotion, you can finally move out onto a physical mastery. When you can get into that physical mastery of things, this is where the unconscious competence comes into play. This is when your desired future becomes a part of yourself. It becomes a second nature thing for you. You no longer have to think about what is needed or what needs to be done to get there. You are just doing it automatically. It's like getting out of bed. You don't think about getting out of bed. Absolutely not. When you go to brush your teeth, you don't think about brushing your teeth. Going back to the previous example, if you desired your future state to create a company worth $10 million. You are now at a point where you are making sales like a natural person, killing it, managing your staff, brokering deals, and whatever else that needs to be done. Jordan, oh my gosh, Michael Jordan, fantastic. And for the younger people, if you never got to see Michael Jordan on the court, oh my gosh, the way that he manifested game-winning shots was unbelievable. And he failed a lot too. It's kind of like being in a state of flow. When you can get yourself into a state of flow, you are Michael Jordan. When I think of flow, I think of Michael Jordan. Out on the court, just taking care of business and making it look easy. You are now doing everything you possibly can to reach your desired future. So you really, at this point, it's just a matter of time until you get there. You have transformed your desired future into your defaulted future. That's called transformation, my friends. It truly is. However, this is not possible without having a true understanding of your desired future and your emotional connection to it. It is those two things that will allow you to be the necessary person that you need to be and the necessary tasks that you need to take on as second nature. At this point, you have learned what needs to be done. You went through an unconscious learning curve. And that unconscious learning curve is yours. It's beautiful. That took you from a cognitive mastery to a physical mastery. And you have that unconscious competence that is just all around you with flow. You have not only become the best at a single task, but you have mastered each aspect of your desired future. Truly. I do hope that you have been able to learn something new in the strategies by joining me today. These strategies that you can use to bring your desired future into place. This could be a sales call, landing that new customer, booking that freight, whatever the case may be. Maybe it's that one item that you've been wanting to do for a long time and you just haven't done it yet. Take these strategies into place and make the difference today. Identify what you're missing and go get it. Hammer it out. Apply these strategies. Remember, you first must truly understand each and every time. You first must truly understand and know the pieces involved. Then get that great emotional connection until you can finally complete the task without a second thought. Back to the unconscious competence. This process has helped me, my executive team, my management team, so much in life. I really do hope that you can find some value in it. And if you really like it and you made it this far, share this with the people in your community, on your social network. Like and subscribe. I really do appreciate your time today. And let's see if there's any comments. If there are, fantastic. No comments. My screens are all empty, which is great. That means you guys are getting it and you're going to make a difference. Go out there in the world and make a difference in the world. With that, I thank you very much and God bless.